I'm just going to be brutally honest and say that Brainrot games make NPCs. Literal NPCs that don't indulge in their personalities, don't indulge in anything that's really healthy for them, like learning new stuff in this world. And it's just like this mass boost of dopamine that keeps you in this experience, which is like taking drugs, literally. And the reason why I'm making this video is gonna be talking about why these games are not, their purpose is actually just to create a community, not people. They want to create people that are just NPCs, mind numbing, don't have any personality, don't have any skills to comprehend anything, and it's just like it is like they serve no actual meaningful purpose, in which kids these days, they, like every kid from every generation has these like already put in them, that they want to see something like very colorful, they want to see something dynamic, something flashing, which makes them want to like be curious about what this is. It's exactly like these Roblox games that they have, and it's like they're not healthy at all. They're not healthy to, like I say, go in your personality, go through the character that you want to be, and it's like very mind numbing these days with these all these short form content, these, like, not joking, I've actually met a few like kids who are people who actually don't use social media at all, don't play games, and don't indulge in these things that are forced into people. And people like them have actual personalities and actually are not like an NPC brain dead. Now, the actual purpose of these games in Roblox, these brain rot games, actually not only these brain rot games, but those games like Plus One, Move Something, and those dopamine rising games where it's just like doing absolutely nothing and getting something out of it. It's like requiring no skill to just like do repeatedly the same thing, the same thing, the same. It is exactly overstimulating your brain, which causes your brain to malfunction, and not exactly malfunction, but it's like in all these phases, you feel all these like emotions, all these dopamine rising emotion that in one way it's gonna make you like it's basically making you like an artificial intelligence, where it's like boosting something, but it's not actually knowledge, it's just like trash. It's exactly trash. You're just taking a lot of trash. Like kids these days just take a lot of trash, they don't learn anything, they don't indulge in their personality, like coloring, or like sports, like playing different games, like creating new stories, creating situations, which is exactly what we need in this life, we need in this world. And don't blame it on the kids, blame it on the parents, and blame on the one who influences these kids, because these kids actually can be really, really like one of the smartest generations in a long time, but they just are, they're put up in bad parents, and like parents that don't care about their kids, they care about living their life. And like, I know a lot of parents gonna say like they care about the kids, they want like to create a personality out of them, it's just like every day eating, shitting, and drinking, and this is like that, but you don't talk with them, you don't talk with your kid about actual things, like actual intellectual things that may pursue a new personality in you. Now, I've gone off track about this topic, but basically, the algorithm of these new Roblox games, that they come every single day almost. Like, it's actually every single day. I see, like, some kind of brain rot, be a brain rot, kill a brain rot. It's just like, it's creating a whole game space which is not healthy for kids. And, like, the people behind those games, where it's like some kind of brain rot, be a brain rot, and those brain rot games, exactly like mind stimulating games. those people behind those games are just like 20 to 25-year-olds that want to get a lot of money, probably for college, probably live their life in some way. They want to choose some kind of life, but it's really like influencing over these kids, which is it's actually pretty dangerous, because kids should not overstimulate. Kids have like a limit over like mind stimulation, if I can say that, because when you overstimulate them with content that is like just bursting dopamine, it's just like too many emotions are happening at once, which like, how do I say it? It's like making a short connection in their brain. It's just like cutting off a wire, and their brain starts like exactly. And also another reason for these games are just like money. They need money. They need to keep their company. Roblox needs to keep their company in some way, not like put up in with actual meaningful games that they put up in the pages list. They put up these games because they need, investor stock. Like, this is why it's so dangerous when some kind of company or some kind of gaming platform is like heavily popular, and it's just like you have a lot of responsibilities, and you just need something to boost to help you with these responsibilities, and these Brainrot games are the reason that help with the responsibilities that the CEO of Roblox has. But again, Roblox is not taking the whole fault. The fault is actually in the parents and the family, and it's in the technologies that they're using. The whole purpose of today's society is to control these kids, because these kids in the next years that are coming, these kids are gonna have no actual skills, because there's a lot of kids these days that can't read, can't write, and they're literally becoming zombies. Like, even when they're not like half eaten or something, they're becoming literal zombies that have like this one algorithm. They become actual NPCs. Now these brainward games create NPCs out of like these kids, due to the games offering the same things, no unpredictability, and it's basically creating a mindless robot who doesn't indulge in anything. And like, kids these days need to do like have more skills, more stuff to create their personality, because their personality at like 5 years, they have no personality. The personality is developing, is almost developed when teenage years hit. Like, for example, when you take the kid's iPad away, and or his phone or her phone away, and actually leave him like have something to do, like just leave it, like leave something to do. Like, kids these days, they need to play different real life games, they need to color, they need to play sports, play football, play basketball. They need to have a skill in which they can revolve their personality around, if you know what I mean. And like, always playing these games, meaning like you always do the same thing. It's the same as short form content. You just do the same thing. You overstimulate your brain, you boost your dopamine, and you're catched in this web like a fish. Exactly, they want to make fish that float in the sea and do nothing, have no situations, and stay in their comfort zone. Because to actually develop your personality, you have to have many situations, as in childhood, as teenage years, as adult years, due to but the most important phases of your life, and I'm speaking important, getting a bit British here, but you know what I mean. The most important phases of your life is the childhood and the teenage years, because you develop your personality then. And when you develop your personality, it depends what type of job you're gonna do in the future, what kind of business you're gonna have, what kind of girlfriend you're gonna have, what kind of wife, what kind of kids. I dearly respect people who have actual personalities, because they actually have spoken about really deep conversations with like many of their friends, many of their family members, and it's like not like every kid in this generation, in this new generation, which is called Generation Beta or Generation Alpha. Yeah, those two generations. Not like every kid is like too mind numbed, like they don't go outside, they don't touch grass, they don't play with football, they don't play soccer, and they don't color, they don't play like games. But like I've seen online a lot of kids which just like, why are the parents even filming them? That is not like, fucking do something. You can't just stand here and like make fun of your kid when you're the one who is developing your kid. You're the one who's giving advices to your kid as to what it wants to be, what it has to be. And also it's like this with discipline. Like, I'm getting off topic about brainrot games here, but it's like the same thing. Brainrot games, short for content, like kids can't just possibly think like, uh I'm gonna stop watching short form content, I'm gonna stop playing brainrot games. They cannot think that. They don't have like free will at that time. They have like an algorithm in their head. Every kid has an algorithm in their head which they follow, and then they pursue other things. They still don't know unpredictable. They don't have unpredictable form of thinking. They have like this. They are, whatever they give, whatever they take, they're gonna take it. They're not gonna like think, oh, I'm not gonna take that because if they like it, they like it. If they hate it, they hate it. But they cannot change their mind, because if they, like a person, like a grown person, they have an unpredictable minds, and they can actually like, if they don't like it, they could possibly like it. It's kind of like your mind taking other turns than like the path they give, because when someone gives you like a map and they give you like a path to for you to lead and for you to walk on, you can either take wrong turns, not wrong turns, you can either take turns, and that's where like the mind sets, because you can actually change what you want when you want. A simple robot will follow the lead, will follow the path, but a real human, and a real organic human, is gonna like have other opinions. Not other opinions. They're gonna have other approaches to this path. They can take a turn to the forest. They can take a turn to the sea. I'm not saying kids these days are like I'm not saying that kids these days are just robots that are their mindless machines, but kids will become that if they don't stop with the like those type of games where they stimulate your brain and boost your dopamine, and that's just it. Exactly, that's just it. Now, there are games that are actually really healthy, and really healthy, like, I mean, for teenagers mostly, but for kids too. And those are the games with creativity, with socializing, and with probably quizzes. I don't like. You may think that kids who play Minecraft are like very cringe, like, yeah, very cringe. But these kids actually can have really good creative minds in the future, because they're playing literally Minecraft. You can do anything, you can build anything, you can fucking just build something simple, and that is, as well as like skillful games like some kind of FPS games, because in those games they require for you to have precision, and have good aiming, and have good like strategy, and where you're shooting it. Oh, also I forgot strategy games. Strategy games are actually really helpful. It makes your mind process more. Like, I'm I'm like a teenager who plays Age of Empires, which is like a 30-year-old game, and it has helped me a lot, because like chess, tic tac toe, all these games are very healthy for your mind. They're strategic. It requires thinking, and it's just not like doing repeatedly whatever the short form content and brainrot does to you. And I highly prefer playing social games. Not just blasting any music to the voice mic, not just doing weird sounds, but actually having deep conversations with different people. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've played a lot of social games like podcasts, neighbors, the corner, and all these type of games, and I've always had like these interactions where they're just dumb. Like I make some kind of comedy stuff or something, make like comedy noises or comedy like doing my British accent right now, and they're just like dumb interaction. But there are times where like I have like actual conversations with different people, and it's actually really it boosts your self-esteem and removes that social fear that a lot of people have these days. And like when you're getting to know another person, you're also developing yourself in a way. And like these latest periods that I have, these latest moments in my life, I actually don't play video games anymore that much. I actually go and just socialize in Roblox, and in real life I go socialize, and it's like way more fun than playing just some kind of game for to again to boost your happiness or something. Because socializing is a big part of humanity, and kids really need to socialize, like really. And I understand if you're like an introvert, because introverts tend to be alone and they like being alone, because that's what an introvert is. Like an introvert is not because they are just alone and can't get a friend and can't be in a social group, but introverts are actually, the term is actually to like being alone and tend to be quiet and tend to be like a quiet thing. And like I'm not exactly an introvert. I'm not an introvert or an extrovert. I'm actually an ambivert, kind of leaning towards an extrovert in a way. But because in every being an ambivert means that you're experiencing different situations as an introvert or an extrovert, which defines your characteristics and your personality, in which, again, is really a part of life and a part of humanity and a part of communities and a part of everything. And like overall, I think that Brainrot kids, and I'm not saying just the kid, parents these days need to stop with the gentle parenting term and stop with the just living life, give the tablet to kid and that's it, drink some kind of piss or something. These parents actually have to talk through them with about these things, about these dopamine boosting things, and they have like to actually start talking to them, not like some kind of rat, and actually talk to them like actually talk to them like a person. Because when a parent is talking with their kids, they're creating different times. They're creating like a chain of different interactions, if you know what I mean. In the future, a chain of different interactions means you're creating like a time essence that is going to flow through the time being of your life. And that's why kids just should stop being like all over the place and with these new stuff in the new our new world, and actually find the person that they want to be, find the person they are, because they already are, and that is is. But again, you can't control the kid, but you can just discipline it, and discipline comes with future good interactions. If you have reached to this part, thanks for listening to me. Ciao.